Today we're going to be taking a look at and testing this Eco Worthy Cubix 100 48 volt 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate server rack battery. Now this battery has actually been requested by a ton of people, more than any other battery that I've actually tested on the channel, and I finally got my hands on one and I'm very excited to try it out. Now I've used a lot of Eco Worthy products in the past and I've had very good luck with everything I've tested so far. Even before I started doing YouTube videos, I was using their products and their batteries in my off-grid solar power station just when it was kind of getting off the ground, mainly because it was one of the cheapest ways to add a bunch of capacity. And when I took the batteries apart, I always loved the build quality. They always used metal frames in their batteries. They always had pretty decent BMSs. They had good cells in them. And overall, everything about the batteries were really good. And I think a lot of other people have also had a lot of good luck with their products. So they use grade A cells and they rate the cycle life at 6,000 cycles. This battery is also equipped with a Bluetooth Wi-Fi BMS, so there's multiple ways you can communicate with the battery in order to check on the status. It also has RS-485 and CAN communication protocol, so you can connect up to 32 of these in parallel to make a pretty massive system that all will talk to each other. This battery is also UL9540, UL1973, UL9540A, and CEC listed. And at the time of recording this video, you can buy this battery right now for $829. Now I am gonna put a link in the description. I would recommend checking out the link to get the latest price because it does change a lot. For that price, this battery comes with a massive 10-year warranty. Close up, we have actually two separate breakers, so that's pretty interesting. There's some resilience built into that. We have two positive, two negative terminals. These are M8 bolt style terminals, very nice. They are plated and they have a ton of surface area to make good connections with your copper lugs. We have a main power button right here in the middle. We have our div switches to set communication protocol. We have some status LEDs, a capacity LED to show how much capacity is in the battery. And then we also have a ton of communication ports, paralleling, connecting to your inverter and all that good stuff. But overall, a pretty simple layout. There is no screen. However, they do make a Cubix 100 Pro that does have an LCD screen. So if you want an LCD screen, they do make a battery. It's the exact same specs, but you get that as well. And I am gonna try to get my hands on that as well. Here's the side of the battery. We get a little data label that has kind of all the same things that we talked about. The continuous current rating of charging and discharging is 100 amps. The battery weighs 103 pounds. There's your dimensions if you're curious. Max charging voltage. Now this battery also comes with a good amount of accessories. We get 4 sets of terminal bolts as well as some screws and a grounding screw. Now those screws are for these removable handles and it's really nice that you can remove these or install them depending on how you're gonna end up using the battery. I'm more than likely gonna put the handles on because it makes it easier to move it around. You get 2 sets of terminal covers, a short communication cable. So this would be if you have this thing in a server rack and you wanna connect it to more than one battery. This jumper cable is going to allow you to very easily and neatly make your parallel connections for communication. Ground wire, so this is going to help ground this thing to your server rack chassis. 2 gauge parallel leads, so same thing if you have a bunch of these in your server rack. Comes with the leads to just go ahead and parallel the batteries together. No long battery leads, unfortunately you do have to provide those yourself, but it's nice that they include these at least, so if you do get multiple of these and you assemble them in a rack, you're gonna have everything you need to get it going. You also get your main manual and then you also get a software manual. Yeah, these handles look really nice and they feel very strong. Now, as far as using the battery, it's extremely simple. We're gonna go ahead and flip the breakers to the on position. Now we're gonna turn on the power switch. And there we go, it shows our charge indication, it shows it's running, and it shows it's on. Now the app required to connect to the battery is just the Eco Worthy app. It's the same app that I've used on all their other batteries. All you gotta do is scan the battery to find it. It literally pulled up right away. So it's gonna be this first one right here that has the 2 A's. And if you're curious, the battery's name that's gonna show up when you scan it, it's gonna be this code right here. So we can go ahead and click on it now that we added it. We can also do the Wi-Fi setup if we wanna do that. I'm gonna skip that for now. It's immediately prompting us to do a firmware update, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and do it. Actually, the state of charge has to be above 30%. I think we're close enough. Okay, we got the firmware update done. It went pretty quick and pretty smooth, no issues there. We're gonna reconnect to the battery. Out of the box, looks like we have 31% state of charge. Shows our remaining capacity. Shows number of batteries in parallel. That's pretty cool. Your inverter communication protocol, you can set both of them right here for the RS-485 and for the CAN. And same thing, I think if you had multiple packs connected in parallel, you'd be able to see them all right here. Now, if we go to the details tab, shows cycle count, full capacity, cell voltages. Okay. All your temperature sensors. Looks like there's 4 of them inside the battery. You can see each individual cell. It tells you if they're equalizing or not equalizing. Right now, the cell voltage difference is 6 millivolts. So that's very good, that's very well balanced. And yeah, overall, the app has a ton of information. I just finished the capacity test on our Eco Worthy Cubix 100 server rack battery. We were able to get 99.08 amp hours. Now I have seen other videos of people testing this battery and it appears to be pretty close to the same result that everyone else tends to get. And this test was ran at a 0.2C discharge rate, so we were pulling 20 amps on the DC side. Now we're gonna perform a max load test. I have it connected to my EG4 12000 XP. For the load, we're gonna be using the Eco Worthy EC100 100 amp battery charger that's connected to a 16 kilowatt hour battery. We should be able to max out this battery with this setup, so we're gonna see how it does. So battery's already on, battery's charged, turn the inverter on. All right, we're pushing about 89 amps from the charger into this battery. We are getting an alarm light that is blinking, but we are over pulling the battery by 12 amps. Over discharge protection, so it is letting us know that we're pushing it a little bit too hard. And there we go, we're actually pulling 102 amps from the battery. Doesn't seem to be complaining. We are getting a notification saying over discharge protection, so that's good that it's already letting you know that you're kind of pushing the battery too hard. That's a lot of power out of just one server rack battery. 5,200 watts, pretty crazy. I'm just gonna let this thing run for a while and just see what happens. Now, while we're doing our max discharge test, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the cover off so we can see how the performance of the battery is on the inside running this thing at full load. Looking at this thing with a thermal imaging camera, the hottest part I can find is 100 degrees. This thing's holding up amazing for this test. Y'all can see we're kind of standing back a little bit. And the hottest part's gonna be the wires and the terminals over here, and that's really it. I also went ahead and checked the cell voltages while we're still pulling max load, and the cell voltage difference is 0.009 volts. Goes to show that the cells they're using are very well matched. Well, I ran this thing down to 53% state of charge. It shows no sign of slowing down, so this thing is an absolute beast. Next, I wanted to test out the communication feature. I went ahead and connected the Ethernet cable from the inverter to the battery using the CAN communication port. I set the EG4 inverter to lithium type 2, and the battery came out of the box set to pylon, and that worked perfectly. As soon as I plugged in the battery to the inverter, everything immediately started working. So it may be hard to see, but we have battery state of charge being displayed right here. And using the EG4 monitoring website connected to our 12K, we're also getting all of our battery information right here as well. State of charge voltage, BMS charge, and discharge limits. Both of those are set to 100 amps. Now with communications enabled, it'd be very easy to then go into your inverter and set your state of charge for how you want to kind of run your whole system. So that's kind of one of the good things about the closed loop setup once you get it all working. Now with the cover loose, we can take a closer look at the inside and see the build quality. So the first thing I notice, wiring is very neat and tidied up. Everything's all zip tied out of the way. The balance harness looks absolutely amazing. The bus bars look really good. The welds on the cells look really good. None of the vents are covered up. You have the outside case of the battery, and there's actually another structure within that that actually holds the cells together with these two braces, so that's all super secured. All the wires also have this sheathing on them. That's gonna protect them from any sort of fraying or rubbing together. BMS is settled right here on its own mount, and overall the build quality looks amazing, especially for the price. So there's where our BMS is kind of tucked in there. Nice connections, everything's marked, so I assume they, did that for quality assurance when they torque everything. I mean, you can just see how they ran all the balance wires. I'd say overall this thing looks really good. And for the most part, all the other Eco Worthy, even their 12-volt batteries I take apart, those have all been built pretty good. So I was expecting to have a nice clean layout, and I definitely wasn't disappointed. So let me know what you guys think about the build quality in the comments. Now, unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to check what kind of cells these are just based on the way they built it. I would have to take a lot of stuff apart. So I can only assume that they're very high quality cells based on our capacity test and based on the fact that during the discharge test, we didn't have a whole lot of deviation in the cell voltages. That normally means the cells are very well matched and they're high quality cells. Plus, if they're gonna warranty this thing for 10 years, they're probably gonna use some good cells in it. That's gonna wrap up us testing this Eco Worthy Cubix 100 amp hour 48 volt server rack battery. All the testing we did, this battery did phenomenal. The build quality looked really good. And I think the biggest benefit for this battery is the ratings it has and the 10-year warranty, because it used to be you had to buy the most expensive server rack batteries to get a 10-year warranty. So if you want a lot of peace of mind, maybe a good option. And they're also not the most expensive battery on the market. Now, I only really have one negative that I didn't like about the battery, and that's the fact that it doesn't have a screen, but they do offer a Pro model that does have the screen, so I can't really nick this thing for that. But everything else about this battery worked phenomenal. Getting the communications to work was very easy. The app is very well refined at this point. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about this battery. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts. And if you're using these batteries and you'd like to share your personal experiences, definitely leave a comment down below. I'm gonna be in the comments answering as many as possible. If you made it to the end of the video, thank y'all so much for watching. Any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'll see y'all in the next one.